I'm one of the people that started up the reading club in 2011, around August. We thought it would be a good idea actually to set up one in Lower Cross Road, Philippi, just to bring all the children in one place every Saturday from different schools, different backgrounds, with different languages, age categories. The main idea was to kind of develop their literacies, but also at the same time to create safe space for all children from the community to come together to interact and to construct their own literate identities and to find a space that they can belong to. The parents send their children to the reading club, and then also our friends also kind of contribute whether it's books or maybe money for refreshments time to time. And then also actually we used a community venue, it's a church that we access for free every Saturday. And then also one of the gogos opens a house for us to store our books and resources.
If people share a love of something, right, they kind of connect. So I connect to the kids because they love reading books, they love the reading club, they love being in that space. And so I feel like I belong when I'm in the reading club with them, when we are all reading together, when I read to them or they read to me, I feel connected to them and I feel connected to the books that we are sharing. So for me, that is the connection. It's the love of reading, it's the love of books.
So what we do at the reading club, annually we take the children into an adventure, a weekend away, in a very kind of different space where they find themselves like throughout the year, because many of us spend most of our time in the township. We don't go out. We hear about short-lived explore Mzansi, but actually we're only exploring Lower Cross Road, Philippi, So we have this idea, okay, cool, why don't we get our children to read beyond the book and actually for them to go into the nature, actually to experience what they read about time to time, but also just to be away from their everyday space, to see then what experience they can kind of have if they are somewhere different.
So, kids read about campsites, they read about all these things around nature, but they don't necessarily experience them. So having that experience and then being able to relate it to what you read in the book, like, oh, I remember in that book when they said this and I know I've experienced it and I know what it feels like. Because reading is not just about listening or thinking about what you're reading, it's also feeling what you're reading.
The purpose of being here, it is to spark that thing that exists in each and every child, that then can unlock the potential, being hopeful and also being aspirational to actually, what do I want to do? It's quite amazing because we went into kind of a hiking trail, and then one boy was so interested, in terms of the plants or the animals, whatever, asking very critical questions that are kind of maybe scientific, if one could say. So I think also about the children discovering their interest at the same time. We believe literacy is not only about just reading and writing, but it's more about one expressing his or herself and communicating different modes of literacy, whether it is doing painting or arts, or whatever that is meaningful to that particular child. So we need a lot of support, but also we need kind of support in terms of now human resources, people, volunteers who that can come and say, yeah man, we are willing to support the children, and the community will spend 2 hours every Saturday, or once a month we spend 2 hours, or actually we can connect you to opportunities where we can take the children to adventures, whether you take the children to a science center or to a table mountain where they can go to explore. In the future, it is to secure our own space where actually we don't have to take things down and up all the time, but we have our space where we say, okay, cool, this is a literacy space, this is our literacy space where we go to anytime. We kind of set it up the way that we imagine it here. So it is those kind of things. I guess that is the bigger picture or the plan.